Hey guys, it's your girl Bianca B and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, make sure you guys check out some of my vlogs and celebrity interviews and some of my makeup tutorials. Yes, I know I'm showing a lot. I know, ladies, I know. But yeah, I'm about to turn 25 in November 17th, and I know I'm making this video mad early. That's okay, because we're gonna have tons of vlogs and tons of videos by then. But yeah, I wanted to share 25 things that I've learned within this year and within the past couple of years as a young adult, and the things I'm going to take with me to 25. 25 is a big year, I feel like. It's a pivotal point for young women trying to figure out who they are. So if you have not read my book, The 20s Chronicles, make sure you get it on Amazon. And yeah, stay tuned for this video, and I'm dropping some bombs, I'm dropping some tea, I'm dropping. It's hot. We are a little sexy in this video. Let me fix this. So the very first thing I've learned is to not rush things. I always feel like in life, especially as women, you know, don't put a timestamp on like, oh, this is when I'm gonna get married, this is when I'm gonna do this is when I'm gonna do that. And I've learned, especially this past year, like, don't put a timestamp on things. Be open-minded. I'm gonna talk about this too, but just to have an open mind about things, and especially when it comes to your career, you change careers and that is okay. So just to have an open mind. The third thing I've learned is to not be stubborn, and that also comes back to having an open mind. Especially this past year, I've really learned to not be in my way. The next thing I've learned is setting your ego aside and your pride, and working with others and taking advice from others as well. Not all advice is good advice, but you know, just not being so prideful, because the old me, I'm still a little prideful, not as much, but I have such a much more open mind. The next thing I've learned is your peace is so important. Being at peace is just the most beautiful thing. Meditation, prayer, just being at peace, working out, do stuff that makes you happy. Like at the end of the day, like, just being at peace is the most amazing thing. How to adult and money management is super important, and it's very hard, especially if you don't have a lot of money coming in. Especially hard if you're very independent and you have your own. It is very hard, especially if you live in LA as well and you're a girl or a male and you're just trying to figure it out and make it. So, you know, money management is a major key when it comes to adulting. You outgrow friendships. That's something I've really learned within these couple of years, is that you just outgrow people, and you don't have to talk to people every day in order to express your loyalty to them. So that's another big thing I've learned. Next big thing I've learned is that you're going to go through career changes. I feel like when you're multi-talented and you're talented at so many different things, like, it's okay to tap into everything. There are people who are extremely gifted at one particular thing, but if you're multi-talented like me and you just don't know what to do everything, learn everything, and don't let people tell you that you have to stick with one thing, because there's going to be a period in your life where you're mainly focused on writing. Then another 2 years you want to do producing. Then the next 2 years you want to do directing. It's okay. Tap into everything, and that's something I've learned, and something I will always be proud of, is like being multi-talented, because you could put me in a room and I would figure out how to edit, I would figure out how to shoot, I would figure out how to do stuff. And I think that's very important, that you're not going to get baby forever. Learning to have tough skin is very important. Relationships come and go. People were meant to be in your life for a reason, and I'm talking about intimate relationships. Yeah, people are meant to just come and go in certain periods of your life, and that's okay. You're blessed if you have someone that you've been rocking with for years. And sometimes you could be with somebody for years, take a break, and then come back and be stronger than ever. So, yeah, that's something I learned. The next thing I've learned is that sex gets better as you age. That's so true. So I used to be a But yeah, sex definitely gets better over time, especially as a woman. Your health is so important. Make sure you are staying healthy and pay attention to your body when you need to rest. Rest is so important. The next thing I've learned is traveling. Traveling is so important. Open your eyes, have an open mind, be grateful for your situation. Like traveling, even though I haven't been out the country yet, but just going to little cities and taking a staycation is just so important to me, and just, you know, my mental sanity. The next thing I've learned is that your mental health is so important. Talk to someone. Sometimes getting advice from family and friends is not the best thing to do. Get a therapist, get somebody to talk to who will give you a logical point of view, but also have empathy and sympathy for you. I need to take a water break, bitch. I'll just stop. The next thing I learned is have multiple streams of income is so important. Don't mind this piece. Don't mind that. Don't mind that. The next big thing I've learned is confidence. Confidence is so important. My confidence, especially this past year, as I'm slimming down, my confidence is getting so much better. And next thing I've learned is don't dumb down your work. This was something I was doing, and I was recently talking to someone about this. I always will hide what I would do to not like talk about myself, or you know, when I'm in certain rooms, I don't really express what I do. And I think now that I'm getting and becoming my own, is just like be proud of your work and be proud of your success. I think sometimes we try to dumb down what we do to impress other people, or, you know, make it seem like we're not stuck up or bougie, and it's okay to be a little cocky about your work. And so that's something that I'm learning. The string, that's something that I'm learning. Resting is so important, especially for people who feel like they always have to work. If you're a workaholic like me, I've learned that rest is so important. When I feel overwhelmed, I have to get rest. I feel like fuckboys make you stronger. I feel like fuckboys definitely have made me stronger. Having bad men in my life sometimes, like over the 20 through 22, 23, shitty men, I've learned my self-worth, and I've learned what I want, and I'm not going to settle, and I'm not going to be in a relationship just to say I'm in a relationship. That's something I learned. I used to want to be in love. I wanted to have a relationship so bad because I was looking at other people's relationships. And for me, like, I am in a place now where I have so many options of men, and I say this in the most non-arrogant way, but I have so many options of men that if I don't feel like that connection or that vibe, it's just something to do. It's not something that I want. Like, if I feel like there's no connection between us, I'm not gonna force it. I'm not gonna force anybody to talk to me. I used to, you know, hit up people and text people all the time, and, you know, try to make it seem like I was this type of girl when really I'm not. And so if someone doesn't accept me for fully who I am, especially in a relationship, they're not meant for me. And that's something I definitely learned. To have faith. Faith is so important throughout life. Obstacles make you stronger. They make you wiser. They make you better. The next thing I've learned is, like, you don't always have to go out. I used to go out every week. Not to the club, but just events. I would go to the club. I would go to hookah lounges. And being social is so important, but also I've learned to, like, I don't have to spend my money all the fucking time. I don't need to go out every week and hang around people who don't really give a fuck about me. That's something I learned. Like, I used to try to want to impress people. Now it's like, I see you when I see you. Like, and I say that also in the most humbling way. Next thing I've learned is pay attention to details. Paying attention to details is so important. And the last thing I've learned is that there's only one me. I cannot compare myself to anybody and what they're doing and how they're making money, who they're with. Yeah, I've learned over the years that I just have to be me. And showing my boobs, it's me. It's me. But yeah, I think those are 25 things. If not, I'll make it into 25 things. If not, I know I was close. It's your girl Bianca B. Comment below what was one of the points that I said that stood out to you the most, and what are some things that you learned in your 20s that you can share to viewers out there. It's your girl Bianca B. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and Twitter at It's Bianca B. And